When a missing person is reported, the initial step for law enforcement is to ascertain if the individual has willingly chosen to leave their life behind. Investigators need to rule out scenarios where the missing person might be on an unreported vacation or has voluntarily walked away from their responsibilities in search of a fresh start elsewhere. However, in the case of Calandra Stallworth, her family firmly believes that she wouldn't abandon her two daughters and suspect foul play. Calandra had a close bond with her grandmother, and they spoke nearly every day. On March 27, 2017, Calandra dropped her daughters off at her grandmother's house before heading to work at the Hilton Sandestin Beach Resort in Florida. That evening, she called her grandmother to check in and mentioned that she would be returning to pick up her children. Tragically, she never arrived. Her family wasted no time in reporting her as missing, but in a perplexing turn of events, Calandra reappeared 2 days later on March 29th. She walked into a Crestview Police Department to cancel the missing report on herself. Calandra explained that she had been in Alabama with her boyfriend and couldn't contact her family due to poor cell phone signal. Strangely, she left the police station without reaching out to her family and hasn't been seen or heard from since. The mystery deepens as less than a week after Calandra's last sighting, police pulled over her car driven by her boyfriend of 3 years, Antoine Montrex Smith. However, Calandra was not with him. Instead, there was another missing woman, an 18-year-old named Talia Durham. Durham had been reported missing by her family just days earlier. The police canceled Durham's missing person report after finding her with Smith, but questions remain. Why were they in Calandra's car, and where is Calandra? Calandra's cousin, Rebecca Stewart, firmly believes that Smith is connected to her disappearance, stating, "I know he is the reason why she is missing." She describes him as controlling and potentially abusive. A search of the vehicle uncovered Calandra's purse and cell phone, but Smith was arrested for various charges, including driving without a license, cocaine possession, marijuana possession, and probation violation. He was sentenced to 15 months in prison with a release date set for May 2018. When asked about Calandra's whereabouts, Smith claimed he had last seen her when he dropped her off at a man's house. As of now, law enforcement is treating Calandra's case as a missing person investigation and not a homicide. Calandra was 5 feet 6, weighed 200 to 220 pounds at the time of her disappearance, had black, dark brown hair and brown eyes, and had a medical condition requiring insulin. She was last seen wearing a purple scrub-type uniform. Anyone with information regarding this case is urged to contact the Crestview Police Department at 850-682-3544 or 850-682-2055 and help bring Calandra home.
More than 2 years have passed since 30-year-old Calandra Stallworth went missing in Crestview. Investigators are still working her case.
I feel that this one is solvable. I feel that, whoever did this has talked to somebody and said something to somebody, and that person needs to come forward.
On March 27th, Stallworth reportedly dropped her 2 teenage daughters off at her mother's house on her way into work at the Hilton Sandestin Beach Resort. Her family reported her missing that same day when she didn't show back up from work. According to records, Stallworth walked into the Crestview Police Department on the 29th, asking officers to cancel the missing persons report. That was the last day she was ever seen. Major Ray Harp says her boyfriend picked her up from work just before the two drove to Pensacola. Police were able to track her down using the GPS on her phone, but only until her cell phone battery died.
That's a lot of area when you go between Destin to Crestview to Pensacola and to Crestview to Destin. Back towards that area, and then it quits. So that's a lot of area to try and track somebody down. You can't just go check every piece of woods or everything from here to there. When we looked at the pings, you can see times and stuff in there, but we never seen anything where one ping missed for a long period, for several minutes or whatever.
Stallworth was about 5'7", weighing about 200 pounds. She's African American with brown hair and brown eyes. Her ears are pierced, and she has a tattoo on her left breast, spelling out the name of her boyfriend at the time, Antoine, now the suspect in her case, according to Crestview Police.
We've asked the public to come forward with stuff, and of course, him being the boyfriend and him being the last one, whether he's always going to be the suspect until he's completely clear of that. Anything is possible.
Antoine Montrec Smith was her boyfriend for 3 years. At the time of her disappearance, Major Harp says he was seen with another woman. He was arrested for unrelated charges and has been behind bars since.
He was arrested for other things at the time the boyfriend was, and I'm not sure. I think he's pretty close to getting out now.
He's been in prison.
He's been in prison, so he's probably about getting close to time for him to be released, and we'll probably revisit him at some point.
If you have any information regarding Calandra Stallworth's whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Crestview Police Department or Crime Stoppers. In Okaloosa County, Amber Spradley, News 13, Panhandle Strong.